Guys, Pallav here, and today we have the brand new HTC RE Action Camera. Now, HTC is not really known for the cameras per se. They made some great camera phones, by the way. The last one that we reviewed was the HTC Desire I, and it was a great selfie camera. But cameras, dedicated cameras are a new area that HTC is foraying into, and HTC RE is more in the action camera categories, in the category of the likes of the Sony ActionCams and the GoPros. So as a first one from the company knows about the glass, about sensors, but is it only a testing the water device for the Taiwan company, or HTC really seriously intend to make this a competition for the GoPros and the Sony ActionCams? Let's find out. That's the HTC RE camera.
The HTC RE camera comes in a quite compact box, all cylindrical and everything. There is some use cases, you have some instruction there, the pricing. So the MRP would be just under 11,000, but you're getting it on snapdeal.com for just under 10,000. I think 9,900 something. You can also have the RE app on both App Store as well as Google Play Store, not on other platforms. RE Life in full view, and you have some quick specs there: 16MP still, full HD video recording, about 140-degree wide angle, and then waterproof IP57 certified. So you can keep this baby under 1 meter of water for about 30 minutes, nothing much. On this side we have the blue model, as you can see here, but you can also get various colors like white and other things, but I like the blue one. Now once you open this, do not straight away pull this up, you're gonna break the thing. First take this out and you would see this small coin attached there. Open this and this will come off. Now the official use of this one is to keep your thread in place. So you insert your thread around here and then close this so that you can secure your camera. You have the thread, so you can probably wrap it around here and then use this. But another is it actually also prevents dirt and other things from going inside the micro USB port, and also possibly water going inside the SD card slot and stuff. So that, and then you have your micro USB 2.0 cable, some stickers, a getting started guide which we recommend you should read before using this device because it's a new kind of a device, and then that's your lanyard. Yeah, so that's about it. No charger, because this pretty much should get charged by a USB port, let's say your PC, and I also used a 1 ampere charger and it got charged pretty quickly. But do not stress it much, because the battery inside won't be able to take a major output, like much more output like 2 ampere or even 1 ampere. I don't think it's very advisable. You might want to use a 300 milliampere charger, but there is no official instruction on that. So that's about the content of the box.
Well, you'll agree with me that the HTC RE is definitely an odd looking device. A lot of people call it by a different name. It's a periscope, no. It's an inhaler, no. That's the HTC RE camera. But it's not necessarily hard to use. It's very, very ergonomic, fits right into your hand. You see? Very comfortable, light, plastic, and only a few buttons so that you do not get confused about the device. Let's take a closer look at the design and build quality and ergonomics of the device here.
Now it kind of just starting to make sense. Now it's all plastic and does not look very rugged, so if you drop it from a great height, then it might just break open the whole thing. And it's also very, very glossy, so it's gonna attract a lot of fingerprints around here. And it might be like, I have small hands, so this last finger, the smallest finger, just kind of wraps on the device. But if you have any bigger hand than me, then this might just go off. You might have to hold it like this, and that could be just a tad bit uncomfortable. But anyway, so let's talk about the buttons and ports and stuff. That's the lens, the very wide angle, lens, you have that's one button, silver button. So when you just press it, it's gonna take a picture. You see that sound. When you press and hold it, that's how it starts recording. Just press it again and it stops recording. You can have this, press this for the slow motion. Let's see, it starts now. When we do this, it starts gonna record slow motion, and you know that it's slow motion because now the blue light is blinking. When your normal motion, like the usual video records, you will get the red light there. Stop it again and it stops slow motion. Now it's again starting the usual video because you did not press this first. So the device not gonna remember your slow motion in its memory, obviously, because you do not use the slow motion quite often. Here you have an indicator light and then the mic. Below you have space for your micro SD card slot and then a tripod mount, and that's the micro USB slot for charging. That's about it really. It shows how you should rotate your tripod header plate to release this device. So not very fussy device. There is no on off button. It just kind of, you start this and it's straight away. That's how you switch on. You might think that shutting it down when not using it for a long time will save the battery, but I think it's not using the battery anywhere, and you do not have these buttons in operation. So there is no on off button, but the transactions only starts when you press these buttons or these buttons.
It's one thing to make a decent hardware, but it's a totally different ball game to create a whole ecosystem around it. Now we know GoPro, it's not only the cameras, it's the mounts, it's the whole marketing strategy, whole sponsorship, everything around the GoPro cameras actually made it so appealing that it is. HTC has made a decent hardware here, but they have made a very buggy software. The RE app is the first iteration of the software, but I really hope HTC releases a firmware to solve some issues that we are pointing out right now.
So the RE Camera comes with an app called the RE app, which is available both on iOS and Android. Once you start the app, it's gonna start connecting. To connect this device to your phone, you need to long press this. Let's see, it starts connecting, but make sure that you have the Bluetooth on your device. So initially you would have to register this device, this camera on your mobile phone, where we found our first problem in the software. Now when you go to if I go to settings and if I go to Bluetooth, you see that I have named my Samsung device as HTC, because if I have it default name or anything other than HTC, this camera just refuses to connect to it. But note that this is only applicable when you initially connect or initially register the camera with the device. But otherwise, if you once registered, then you can change the name to anything and the app's gonna connect to the camera. Here another problem is that initially when you connect the camera to the device, you need to give it a password. Now once you register the password, you cannot reset it on the app. There is no option of resetting the password. So if you forget the password, there is no way of resetting. You have to reset the camera, factory reset the camera, to be able to set a new password again, because at that time the device is gonna start registering as a new device altogether. So those are the two main problems that we found with the software, the app RE. Now let's take a quick look at the software here. You have your settings. By default you might have a medium 12 MP, because by default it keeps the wide angle shots, so you might want to change it to 16, but you'll get an aspect ratio of 4:3, and then max full HD, and then ultra wide angle. You can have your camera sound loud or off depending on where you are. And that's the password. See? If you forget your old password, there is no way to reset it. You have to know your old password to reset it to a new password. and then delete after, and some of the other things. Your live streaming and then backup. Yeah, so you can back it up to Dropbox, and you have some of the advanced settings. You can also connect it to another RE. Now it's absolutely important. You can use this device without the app also, but there's no use because there's no viewfinder, no LCD here, so you won't know what you're shooting, you won't know what you're taking still off. So go here and then you will see what it says here, and I would say it's fairly responsive. If I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's not very fast. It's not very fast, but lags a bit, but I guess still okay. Yeah, so that's how you're gonna take a still. Yeah, that's how you're gonna take a video, and if you take this, it's gonna take a slow motion, and then some of the other time-lapse videos and thing, and then you can go to the gallery, you can save or delete stuff from there. So that's about the app. We like the app. It's a tad bit laggy, but well, not very uncomfortable. But what we don't like is that the app is still half cooked, and maybe later versions will solve some of these problems. Now this might be a problem with our particular phone or this particular device or something. If you know that it works perfectly, the problem we told with other devices, then please let us know in the comment section.
So then, coming to the main point, the image and video performance. Well, so it has a 16 MP sensor, a very wide angle, about 140 degree. That's similar to or closer to the Sony ActionCam and the GoPro. In fact, however, the main problem I found with this camera is that the autofocus seems to be always locked in infinity. It's not totally a fixed focus camera, but everything is in focus, even at those times where you want your subject to stand out because the subject is significantly ahead of the background. There's a large gap between the background. Let's say you're shooting a dog or you're shooting your friend, and then you have background, the horizon, let's say the hills and the greenery stuff. So even then, it actually does not single out the subject. It kind of focuses everything, so it gets difficult to feel the difference between the subject and the background. And also, whenever you're shooting a moving subject, let's say I shot here a dog moving towards us and then going away from us, you see the camera actually does not exactly lock focus on it and tracks it. Again, keeps everything in focus. So overall, the movie does not actually give emphasis to the dog action coming here. It does not excite us, does not separate out the subject from the overall surrounding to give it a story. The videos are sharp enough, the full HD 30 FPS videos, and there are no fuzziness even on the sides. There are no softness on the video, just perfectly right. The saturation hue are also good enough. The stills, well, they have details under enough light, but under low light the details get lost somewhere. This camera is great for shooting when you do not have to separate out the subject. Let's say you're shooting city life, you're shooting vehicles moving on the road. You do not have to single out one particular vehicle, or you're just shooting hills and those kind of landscapes where focus generally are set in infinity. So for those, this is really, really cool, but I'm not so sure how cool or how good it will be for a moving tracking kind of an object video. So then, should you get the HTC RE camera? Well, if you cannot get the Sony ActionCams and the GoPro because they are much more expensive than this one, then you might just get it. It's a great companion, pocketable, very mobile, always can be used kind of a device, and specifically in situations where you do not need to lock focus in particular thing. However, I think I personally would just like to wait for the second iteration, because I'm sure that if you would add a few more features and also refine the other in the second one, this more kind of, I just feel like it's more kind of an experimental device for them. The software is, well, that's also slightly buggy, but that can always be fixed via an update. You do not need to wait for a second device. But even the hardware specifically, I would love the locking focus. I would not want the device to always focus on the infinity. So I think I would wait for the second one. But under 10,000, if you're not as picky as I am, this really makes for a great everyday, carry everywhere, always kind of a device, action camera. It's more like a life log kind of a camera. Very convenient. If you like this video, please hit the like button, ask anything in the comment section and we'll try to answer them. And please subscribe to our channel and share these videos to help us spreading this word, spreading our channel. Thank you.